Welcome to Tinker Tailor Gamer Scribe. Where we left off, I had one last idea that I could try to get these weebles to wobble. The idea being that the rubber compound that I got for the second attempt to make it heavier in the bottom with steel shavings to, kind of pad a little more density into the rubber. So I'm doing the same thing that I did in the holiday special. I have one with the pachinko ball in it to, get like a little bit of extra density just to see if it'll matter or not, and an empty one. I'm sorry that I didn't get most of it in camera. I mean, the shot that I decided on for this was really, really tight, even tighter than I thought it was, which is why I'm, either partially or totally out of shot when I'm actually applying the stuff, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so this was my grand idea, to get just that little bit more weight into the bottom, because I looked up the science, and that's kind of how these things work, is that you put a whole lot of weight on one side. So these are the finished product, the one with and without the pachinko machine. I'm trying the one without the pachinko ball in it first, and it's looking good to start, and then I kind of halfway expected this to be the case, with the fact that it didn't work with any of the other times I tried to do one without the pachinko ball. So so it just kind of went. So then now I'm trying with the pachinko ball in the center, and I don't know. I think it's pretty good, but unfortunately not quite. It's like 85% of the way there. I was very, 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 very sad / upset, to see that I was so close. But doing this, it kind of dawned on me that, maybe the shape is the problem. So I went back to Tinkercad, and I grabbed the more directly egg-shaped one. It has a different profile. It'll be a little less material too, so maybe that'll lighten up the top of it a bit. At least, that's what I was hoping. This is a really quick and dirty. I didn't put nearly the time into it that I did for the first design. So you see, I took the bottom that I'd already done, and I'm like kind of forcing it into place, so that it will, so that I can turn it into a negative to remove that area. And so I did, and I don't know why it has that little artifact at the bottom there, but, like I said, I was doing it quick and dirty, so I didn't make sure that everything were perfectly aligned or anything like that. So I removed where the cup would go from it. Now I'm taking this shape, and I'm just necking the whole thing down just a little bit. I think it ends up being like a 32nd of an inch, did not very, thick enough to where I'm pretty sure the 3D printer can handle it, but not, no thicker than that, because I want it to be as light as possible. So now I'm hollowing it out, and there were some issues. I was having a hard time with the view angle, so I think this is right about the time, that I center that in the grid, because that's where the camera focuses. I have not figured out any command for moving the camera other than around that one pivot point. I don't know, maybe I just haven't been lazy, which is totally acceptable. It is the holiday season. So now getting it all, I finished getting it finished, hollowed out. And so you can see it kind of crescents in there. The inner lip is thicker in some places and thinner than the others. Like I said, I was going for speed. I knew that my little bottom pieces should fit it, and that was my primary concern. other than that, I just wanted to try this shape and see if I had any better luck. So I printed it out, and then here's the, I didn't bother trying the one without the pachinko ball in it because they never work as well. So here we go. I was using that to get the camera in focus, but yeah, so you can see it's a very rough surface because of the metal shavings. You can see here, I'm putting the old one, the original design next to the new one, so you can see how different the profile is. And then snap it together and test it out. And I was so happy to see it because, you know, like it responds really quickly too, but unfortunately it is not 100%. I'd say like 90%. Yeah, see, I mean, like, it won't stand up from laying on its side, but just the slightest bump will get it rolling again. So I can only imagine at this point that it's the shape, the design shape. Anyway, I gotta call this one a failure. But the question is do I continue it as a side project, and get it done? I mean, I know my friend would still like the Weeble Wobbles, or should I just call it a loss? I mean, I don't know what it's going to take to get my Weebles to wobble. So anyway, yeah, I would appreciate it, you guys, if you would let me know in the comments on the Patreon page. I will take your thoughts under advisement and go from there. Anyway, Happy New Year.